Sergio Ramos is a player that divides opinions. On one hand, you've got Zinedine Zidane, who has called him the greatest centre-back of all time. Jan Vertonghen and Mats Hummels also fall into the pro-Sergio Ramos category, both having said that Sergio Ramos is the best defender on the planet. But on the other side, you've got people who claim that Sergio Ramos is positionally suspect and that he's nothing more than just a thug on the pitch. So who is correct? How good is Sergio Ramos? Well, for starters, let's dismiss the fact that Sergio Ramos is not world class. You cannot be a regular in teams that won 5 La Ligas, 4 Champions Leagues, 2 UEFA Euros and a World Cup if you're not truly elite. Sergio Ramos is world class. Now that is established, let's see how good he actually is. Sergio Ramos has got his own style of defending. That's where the criticism of his positioning or lack thereof comes into play. In the past, we used to have Paolo Maldini, who used to shut down spaces to stop attackers in their tracks. That's where his famous quote of "if I have to make a tackle, it means that I have already made a mistake" comes into play. Maldini's positioning was well and truly quite elite. Then you've got your Nemanja Vidic and Thiago Silva, who play with the idea that you have to command your space. They do not play like Paolo Maldini. They attack you when you come near their area, and on top of that, their positioning was top-notch. Sergio Ramos, on the other hand, does not fall into any of these categories. He plays with his own style. Sergio Ramos believes in attacking. He will read the play before anyone else and then he will just go for the ball, and most often than not, he will come on the right side. This style of play strikes fear in the opposition strikers and makes lives for Sergio Ramos' teammates, well, easier. Just look at Rafael Varane. He is extremely comfortable playing next to Sergio Ramos. He knows exactly what he has to do. On the rare occasions that the ball would go through Sergio Ramos, all he had to do is cover his partner's tracks. This style of defending, even though it is effective, is not something that is looked up to. And the reasoning for that is very simple. Firstly, you need to be extremely physical and extremely quick, which of course Sergio Ramos is. Then you need to have a really high IQ of the game, and your timing of tackles need to be top notch, because if you mistime your tackle, the ball will go through you and your team will be constantly under pressure. That's why this style of defending is something that is really hard to master, and you very rarely see people play this way. Now that we have discussed Sergio Ramos' style of play, let's discuss his presence on the pitch. Sergio Ramos is not shy away from the occasion. He has no problem roughing up people. From his physical domination of Lionel Messi to him going toe-to-toe with Diego Costa, all of this is very well documented. His in-your-face personality makes it a nightmare for attackers to play against him. And then you have his mastery from free kicks and corners. The reason why he's so effective in the box is the reminiscence to his style of defending. He reads the flight of the ball before anyone else does and just attacks it. Sergio Ramos single-handedly put a stop to Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich with this type of mastery from set pieces, and then repeated it against Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid. But we are here to speak about Sergio Ramos' defending, so let's get back to it. Without Sergio Ramos, Real Madrid just does not have a defense. Simple as that. There is a stat that went out which stated that without Sergio Ramos, Real Madrid had lost 7 out of their last 9 Champions League games. This included some prominent defeats like 3-1 to Juventus, 4-1 at home to Ajax, and some embarrassing ones like 1 against Shakhtar and CSKA Moscow. With Sergio Ramos in defense, everyone knows what they have to do. Without him, they just all lose their structure and discipline. So yeah, this was the video of Sergio Ramos, but I cannot make a video on Sergio Ramos and not mention his discipline. Because playing like Ramos does come at a cost. Ramos is the most carded player in La Liga history with 171 yellow cards and 20 red cards to his name. Yes, you heard that right, that is 191 booking. But that doesn't end there, he's also the most carded player in Champions League with 40 yellows and 4 reds, and is also the most carded player for Spanish national team with 24 to his name. So calling him a thug on the pitch does have some facts backing it, but calling him just a thug is just not right because Sergio Ramos is way more than that. Ramos for me would get a rating of 9 out of 10, a solid player, and for me, top 10 greatest centre backs of all time. So yeah, this was the video on just how good is Sergio Ramos. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe, have a good day, and I will see you soon.